Hello and welcome back to another video on the Recipe and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. And of course it is a big episode of NXT today because it's the final show before No Mercy PLE. So yeah, we brought in some TNA stars to hype up the show, and we had some big matches on the card, including Trick Williams versus Obafemi title for title. But we started things off with Lexis King versus Miles Bourne. But before that we got a recap of Homecoming. King was making his entrance when Bourne shut off the lights in the Performance Centre to attack him. King fought back once they got to the ring. Bourne regained control. King hit a running knee to send Bourne into a steel chair to get the first 2 count. He kept using the chair to inflict damage, but he couldn't seem to keep Bourne down for free. The feud's been going on for a few months, but it took a backseat for a few weeks while WWE had to build some other stories, so it felt like a follow-up would take too long to happen. That being said, they both brought the right level of aggression to sell. The match itself wasn't bad, but the lighting was so dark it actually hurt the presentation, especially when they were at ringside and you could hardly see them. Bourne got the win by putting King through a Slim Jim with a jumping takedown. So yeah, like I said, the action wasn't too bad, but it just felt other things really kind of brought it down. I'll go a 6 out of 10. Ethan Page then came to the ring after the break and Dr. Wagner Jr. was shown watching from the crowd. Page welcomed into NXT before complaining about the outcome of their match at Worlds Collide. Page challenged Wagner to a match and called for an official, and they fought in their street clothes. Wagner made him tap out in less than a minute and took off his mask to reveal it was actually Tavian Heights. Calling this a match would definitely be generous. The bell rang and a decision was made, so it counts. Seeing as the champion got squashed, it's definitely unique, but I would say not unique in a good way. Before we got Candice LeRae versus Fabi Apache in the Speed tournament. The winner of this match would challenge Sol Rucker for the title. These matches have a 3-minute time limit, so even though it can be impressive to see these superstars pack a lot in a short time, they never really get enough chance to sell things. LeRae looked like she had the Ricky built with the Gargano escape, but Reed managed to counter out. She nailed LeRae with a running knee to get the pin with about 20 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, surprised by this result to be honest, but fair play to Reed. It's good to see her get a big shot on the pay-per-view. 5 out of 10. Before we then moved on to Jordan Grace versus Ariana Grace, the two Graces doing battles. Unfortunately, they were not fighting over their rights and their last name. Ariana surprised Jordan by attacking her before the bell rang, but once the ref called for it, the Juggernaut took control. The daughter of Santino got in more offense than expected by using dirty tactics. Jordan won a short match with her spinning she calls a direct bet. This was the 3rd short match in a row. It's starting to drag the show down. Stacks appeared at ringside to confront Ariana while Blake Monroe showed up with a kendo stick looking for a fight. Jordan hit her with a chair before Monroe got the best of her. Several officials pulled them apart. Robert Stone and Stevie Turner showed up and booked them in a weaponised steel cage match for No Mercy. So yeah, kind of a long-winded way to get there, but I'm definitely a fan of the end result and can't wait for that match. But for this alone, I'm going to give this segment a 5 out of 10. JC Jane then came out and gave a promo about defying expectations for the fans put on her. She laughed at the idea of Lola Vice beating her for the title. Vice came out and gave a babyface promo to get the crowd on her side. She laid Jane out with a back fist to end the segment ahead of the next pay-per-view. Before the next match saw Hendry team up with Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon to take on Darkseid, and after Darkseid attacked them during her entrance, Connors spent some time taking punishment. This was fast-paced and chaotic. The action was easy to follow with a lot going on. With so many short matches on the card, it was nice to see this one long enough for a commercial break. All 6 guys brought a lot of energy and Darkseid unsurprisingly got the win. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before we got Obafemi versus Trick Williams in a title for title main event, a few TNA stars like Santana and Moose were watching in the crowd. As soon as the bell rang, both men were throwing hands. They had less than 15 minutes before the end of the show, so they knew they didn't have time to play at show. Williams got a little confident with his taunting and Femi made him pay for it, running him over with several shoulder attackers. Matt Cardona showed up in the crowd and got a big pop. Femi and Williams know each other well enough to put on a decent match, so it wasn't surprising to see them steal the show. Sadly, the match ended without a clean decision. Williams goaded Santana into attacking him, which caused a DQ, and a huge brawl between TNA and NXT kick-started. An intriguing storyline, and I think it saves that match for later down the line, so I'm not against 6 out of 10. And overall, NXT did one thing well, and that is hype up No Mercy. Most of the actual wrestling failed to offer any excitement. Just too many short matches really. The 6-man tag battle was decent, and yeah, an intriguing angle at the end, but at the same time we'd love to get that match. So yeah, we'll see where it goes in the coming weeks and hopefully get the full version of that match. But this alone, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.